welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we're going to be taking a look at a very colourful puzzle by Angelo. Now this one is called Ren Ren Ban Ban. Now I've read the rules and I think I understand why. Each of these lines has to be treated as a Ren Ban line. Don't worry if you don't know what that means, I will explain that in a second. But with a slight twist, let's just put it like that. And there's a knight's move constraint as well today, so we should be in for something quite unusual, I suspect. Testers say this is a brilliant puzzle, so as ever on Cracking the Cryptic, and especially it seems in the last week, we're in for a treat. Now, I've got a few things to mention to you today. The first is I need to say a very happy birthday to Zach. Zach, your partner Val got in touch with us, and I believe that today is the special day. I hope I'm right, and I hope, if so, you have had a splendid amount of cake. I have to confess, I have had a quite splendid amount of wine at lunchtime today, which is very unusual for me. So goodness only knows what that will do to my solving during this video. Now, the next thing is that we released a bonus video today, and that video has actually been doing incredibly well. The genesis of this was that last night at about midnight I found myself speed solving Wordle on a new website we've had recommended to us called Speedordle. So it's sort of a portmanteau of speed and Wordle. And I thought, oh, I'll just record myself doing this. So I recorded a very short 8-minute video of me attempting to solve as many Wordles as I can in 3 minutes. It seems some of you have enjoyed watching that, so check that out if you've not had a look at it. I'll try and remember to put a card on the screen. Next thing is, well, today is the 1st of May, of course, which means it's Patreon Reward Day. So at 4 PM this afternoon, we released a new Sudoku hunt, and there is a hard mode and an easy mode. So if you like your Sudokus a bit more spicy, you can do it with slightly less rules, but if you like them to be more gentle, that is available too. And the final bit of news is for those of you who like to watch us stream, and I think we're going to have a go at the game Myst. I never did Myst when it originally came out. I know lots of you have done it, and there's a new version of Myst where it's not just a point and click game. You can sort of move around a bit like The Witness. So that is the plan. I don't know quite yet which day we're going to have a go at that on, but it will be probably next week at some point. So if you keep an eye on the channel and on our Twitter, you'll see an announcement there in due course, and we would love to have your company if you're interested in that sort of thing. All that said and done, let's get on with Angelo's puzzle, and the rules are as follows. I think I remember, did Angelo do a puzzle about watchtowers? I might be wrong about that, and I might be doing someone else a disservice. If so, I apologise, but I seem to remember in my brain Angelo is connected with the word watchtower, and that was a cool puzzle. So hopefully this one will be too. Here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So if this central digit is a 1, then we cannot put a 1 in any of these cells, because each of these cells is a knight's move apart from the one we've put in the middle, and that breaks the rules of the puzzle. So don't connect two cells that are a knight's move apart with the same digit, and you'll be good to go. Now, here's the complicated part of the rules. Each coloured line contains a set of consecutive digits. Now, so far, we understand that because that sounds like Renban. But why is this puzzle called Ren Ren Ban Ban? Well, it's because of this rule. Any digit appearing on a line must appear on that line at least twice. So if we worked out that this line contained... Oh, I've just realised that line can only contain... That line, I think, can only contain 2 digits. Let's use this line instead. This line must have 3 different digits on it because there are those 3 cells must all be different. But let's say we worked out that this was 4, 5 and 6 in some order or another. Then we would know that these cells had to be 4, 5 and 6 in some order, because we have to repeat each of the digits on the line again at least once, and we couldn't actually repeat it twice on this line because it is only 6 cells long. So that is the twist in the tale. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. And now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm going to start with this line actually, because that's the one I was just looking at when I wanted to do the example. And this is a 5-cell line, but because any digit on that line has to repeat once, so let's imagine we tried to put 3 different digits on this line, that would imply that the line should be of length 6, which it's not. So that this line is divided up into 2 digits, one of which appears 3 times on the line. And therefore, yeah, so this digit, given we know one of the digits appears 3 times on the line, and this line inhabits 3 different boxes of the Sudoku, that this digit must be that 3 times occurring digit. And because of the knight's move constraint, that digit cannot appear here or here on the line. So it must appear there and there, I think. Does this have... Yes, this has to be the 3 times repeating digit. Yes, that logic is sound, I think. This has to repeat 3 times on the line, so it does have to be in those 2 positions, which means these 2 cells are the same digit. And obviously these digits are consecutive with one another. So maybe it's Sudoku now, is it? Ah, yes. Yeah, because green, whatever number green is, can't appear here because of knight's move, or in those cells by Sudoku. So one of these 2 cells is green. And maybe blue in the middle. No, blue in the middle box I thought might be interesting. Blue's in one of these, blue's in one of these. It's probably worth keeping a track of this, because, oh, let's mark. Do I want to get that? I should actually just take that 1 second. Sorry, I don't normally like to pause the video when Mark rings, but I had to check that the patron reward had gone off okay, so that's all good. Now, what was I just thinking about? The blue digits, we put some blue digits in, haven't we? And we haven't really got any further, but presumably we can pull this trick again with all of these Renban lines. So is this just going to be an enormous colour fest, I think? Although it's quite... That's sorry, I'm sort of mumbling here because I'm just wondering how we're going to... How am I going to actually differentiate what's in these colours? Even if I could fill the whole grid, is it this 7 that does everything? How is this working? So this 7 has to repeat on this blue line. But actually it can. It can repeat a remarkable number of times. 1, 2, 3. This is another of these lines that's length 5, which with the Ren Ban Ban rules means we're looking to put 3 digits, which might be 7s, on this line, along with 1 other digit. No. Okay, well that digit is not a 7, self-evidently, and yet it must reappear on the line somewhere, and I think it can only go here because of the knight's move. Let's just check. Where does this digit go on the blue line? It's not here by Sudoku, it's not here because it's in the box with it, and it's not there by knight's move, so that is another digit that is purple. And then purple, because it can't repeat again on the line, is the digit that only appears twice on the line, which means 7 is the digit that appears thrice on the line, and it must go, therefore, in those 2 cells. So actually, this is probably where we're meant to start. Yeah, purple, because the line contains consecutive digits, those digits are now either 6s or 8s. And 7 now has to be in one of these 3 cells. 7 has to be in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. 7 has to be... Oh no, not here, because that's a knight's move away from its friend. 7 has to be in one of those 2 cells. I wonder. 7 has to be in one of these 4 cells, but Can 7 be green? No, because 7 sees green there. So 7 actually gets reduced to just 3 cells in box 6. Right. How long is this line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one has options, doesn't it? It's not got 4 different digits on it. We can say that. Oh, and it must have 3 different digits on it because those 3 digits must be different. Right, so this line, the yellow line, has 3 different digits on it. 2 of those digits repeat twice and 1 of them repeats 3 times. Now, which is the one that repeats 3 times? Can we work that out? This one traverses 4 boxes, so I don't think it's as clean as this one. I'm sure there's a way of doing this. I just can't quite see what it is. Sorry if you're all spotting what it is. I think I can see 2 possible arrangements, but I'm not sure if I can tell which of them is correct. Right, let's come back to this line. This line's got, these 3 are all different, and these 3 have to then be the equivalent of those. But the reason I'm hesitant about colouring this is I can see no way of relating these 3 positions here to these in a way that's going to give me one option. This digit obviously can't go there, but it could go in either of those 2 places. That digit simply doesn't see any of those 3 digits, neither does that one. Is it the red line then? The Phistomefel ring. Don't think so. What do we know about the ring? We know that the ring digits are the same as the 4 corner cells. Oh, well, the 16 cells in the corners. Oh, good grief, I know what this is. I say I know what this is. I've got a very, very strong suspicion I know what this is. Surely, the word that triggered it was, I know that there are strange triggers in my brain, but the word that triggered it was 16. If there are 16 cells on the Phistomefel ring, then it's not possible for there to be 9 different digits on the ring. Because obviously if there were 9 different digits on this red ring, then I would have to, because each digit needs to appear twice, there would have to be 18 cells on the ring, and there isn't. There are not 18 cells on the ring. So that means that there is definitely a digit that is not on the ring, and that digit must go in the centre because this is a knight's move puzzle. So there's a digit that's not on the ring, therefore it's not part of a consecutive sequence. So this is a 1 or a 9, and it's not a 9 because if that's a 9 you'd have to put 8 and 7 in there, and that cell's going to break. So the central digit of this puzzle is a 1. There we go. We've made the deduction. We have made a deduction. Now, if you are wondering what I have been gibbering on about, you would be perfectly within your rights to do that. This is going to get complicated. I'm actually going to just duplicate this grid for a moment. Just let me do this. Hopefully it will. And I'm going to reset the puzzle because I want to talk about something. I haven't done Phistomefel on the channel for a while, actually. I think that's why I didn't immediately see this ring and think Phistomefel. But there is a theorem that everybody who does Sudoku ought to know because it is incredible. And it is this. these 16 cells, which are the kin in this puzzle to the red line, they are the identical digits to these green digits in the corners. And that's true of any Sudoku. The 16 digits in the 2x2s in the corner are the same as these purple digits. Now, in this puzzle, now I need to prove that. Firstly, let's prove that. Let me prove this before we go further. So how do we prove that? Well, the way to prove that, firstly, is to highlight the middle 3 or middle 5 rows of the grid. There we go. And I'm going to knock out the central box from. So how could we describe the purple cells that we've just highlighted? And the answer to that is, well, row 3 is a set of the digits 1 to 9. Row 7 is a set of the digits 1 to 9. Box 4 is a set of the digits 1 to 9. And box 6 is a set of the digits 1 to 9. So these purple cells that we've highlighted contain 4 complete sets of the digits 1 to 9 in some order. Now obviously at this point we have absolutely no clue how these digits are disposed within the purple cells, but we know that in toto, altogether, the purple cells are 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. Now, how could we describe... Oh, bobbins, sorry. Let's get rid of my highlighting. How could we describe 4 complete columns of the grid? What digits would we find in column 1, column 2, column 8 and column 9 of this Sudoku? Well, obviously, in each column we would have 1 set of the digits 1 to 9. So the green digits are also 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. So at this point, we can say that the set of green digits, however they're disposed in the puzzle, and the set of purple digits, however they're disposed in the puzzle, are the same digits. Sometimes it can help to think about these in terms of physical things, like imagine you wrote all these digits individually on Scrabble tiles, and you had a bag of green Scrabble tiles. So there would be 36 green Scrabble tiles containing whatever digits appeared in the finished grid to this puzzle, and there would be 36 purple digits in a purple Scrabble bag that contained whatever digits we ended up putting in the purple cells. Well then, let's imagine we delved into our bags of Scrabble tiles and we found whatever digit happened to be in that cell. And we took it out of our purple bag and out of our green bag and we threw it away. What could we then say about the remaining contents of each bag? Well, clearly each bag would still contain the same digits because they had the same digits. They had 36 digits, which were 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, and we've taken the same digit out of both bags and thrown it away. So it's still true to say we don't know what the digits are anymore in the bags, but we know they're the same, and we can do that for all of the digits that have 2 colours in them. So all of these, if we delve in our bags and throw all of those away, we can say that we reduce it to this. We'd have 16 cells left in our purple bag, we'd have 16 cells left in our green bag, and they would be the same digits, and that is the proof of the Phistomefel ring. But in this puzzle, we need to think harder, and that's because a very, very clever setter who goes by the name of Potato Head, I think, or maybe the Sonic person over on our Discord server, discovered that there is an extension to this theorem when you have a knight's move restriction in a puzzle. And that extension tells us that if there is a digit in a Sudoku puzzle with a knight's move constraint that does not appear on the ring, then that digit goes in the central cell of the puzzle, and that there can only be one such digit. Now, what's the proof of that, I hear you asking? Well, that's a bit more complicated, but we can do it quite simply. So the way to realise that this is true is to consider each corner box. And you can see in each corner box, if there is a digit that is not in the purple cells, if there were such a digit, it would also not be in the green cells because of the theorem we've just proved. So that means in these corner boxes, that digit would have to be confined to one of these 4 cells. And in this box, one of these 4 cells. Similarly here, similarly here. So in each of the corner boxes, the digit is locked into a domino. And this leads to a sort of binary position, because if the digit that we're thinking about is in this domino, you can see that it gets locked in there in box 3, locked in here in box 9, and locked in here in box 7. So it would be disposed like this. If on the other hand it was here in box 1, it would be here, here, and here around the grid. So the critical thing to realise about that is to think about column 5 and row 5. Because these 2 cells now can never contain a blue digit. It's impossible. And you can see that because if you try and make either of these cells blue, what happens is you eliminate blue from here and blue from here. Because of the knight's move constraint, it doesn't matter which of these is blue, it sees both of these by knight's move and Sudoku combined. And that would force that digit into there and there simultaneously. You get a repeated digit in row 3. So, because you can't put the blue digit here, 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 or here, the question to ask is, where does the blue digit go in column 5? Well, we know it's not in the ring, and we know it's not in these dominoes, so it's in one of those cells. But that logic applies identically to row 5. It can't be here, it can't be here, and it can't be in the ring, so it's in one of these cells. And the only cell that simultaneously meets both of those criteria is, you've guessed it, the central cell of the grid. So this allows us, I think, in this puzzle to make a pretty profound deduction. Let's go back to this point. Oh, it looks so sparse by comparison. It really does. But we've worked out that, maybe I should retain the highlighting actually. Should I or not? I'm not sure. We worked out that in this puzzle, the 16 cell Phistomefel ring can't have more than 8 digits on it, because in a Ren Ren Ban Ban puzzle you have to repeat any digits that do appear on the ring. So there is in this puzzle, because of the rules of the puzzle, there definitely is a digit that is not on the Phistomefel ring. And we know from the logic we've just looked at that there can only be one such digit, because you can't put simultaneously a 2 and a 3 in the central box. If there were 2 digits off the ring, the logic we've just done would suggest this had to simultaneously be 2 and 3, and that's nonsense. So there is exactly one digit that is not on the ring. That means loads of things. We have to put 8 different digits around this ring now, because we can only put 1 in the centre. But also, what is the quantum of the digit that we're putting in the centre of the grid? Well, remember that the red digits are a consecutive sequence, and they're only missing 1 digit. So they're either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this digit is a 1 or a 9, but this is going to have a profound effect on the blue Renban now. And that's because if this is a 1, what do these 2 digits have to be? Well, they have to be 2 and 3. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and this would be 1, 2, 3. And if this is a 9, this has to be 7 and 8, and this has to be 7, 8, 9, and you can't put 7 here. So this is a 1. And I think that's what this is all building up to. I mean, it's a quite beautiful idea, actually. It's quite clearly being conceived out of the potato head sort of extension to the Phistomefel ring, and thinking about how you could work Renbans with double digits on them. Right, but now surely we're away, aren't we? Now this is 1, 2, 3, so this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is so clever. This is so clever. That's a 1. And why is this square a 1? Well, let's think about it. We've now identified the digit that's not on the ring as the digit 1. And by not being in the ring, it is also not in the 2x2s in the corners. So this digit can't be a 1 because that's on the ring. And that digit can't be a 1 because it's in a 2x2 in a corner. And that means this is the 1. And now that means that there's a 1 in one of these 2 cells because of the knight's move knocking itself out of those cells. It means there's a 1 in one of these 2 cells. And we might be able to do better than that. Let me just think about this for a moment. If the 1 is here, then I have to repeat. No, I can't. That doesn't work. Right. Is this 1? I mean, it would have been very useful if this had been a 1 from the point of view of identifying the quantum of the digits upon the yellow ren ban line. But if this is a 1, 1 has to repeat on the yellow line. Where are we going to repeat that 1? This 1 knocks out this 1, and those 2 because of the knight's move constraint and Sudoku. So you can't repeat the 1. So that's not going to work. So this is a 1. 1 now in box 2 is only going here by Sudoku. So 1 is in a domino in box 8. 1 can't go on the ring, so 1's not there. It's not there by knight's move, so it's here. So this cell is no longer... Oh, actually, I was about to say... Well, actually, it's true. It's true that this cell is no longer blue, but I was just glossing over in my mind whether or not 1 could be a blue digit. But 1 can't be blue because blue is on the ring. So that was never going to work. So now 1 in this box has to... 1 is not blue, we've just shown that. So 1 is here in box 6. So 1 is here in box 4 again. I think we're going to get all the 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I've got 1 here. So 1 is in one of those 2 cells. Now, if this cell was green, we would know that it's not a 1, because obviously a green 1 gets transposed into, well, especially this position, which can't be a 1. Okay. Right, let's come back to this line now, because this line has exactly 3 different digits on it, and those digits are not 1s and not 7s. So it doesn't have 8 and 9 on it, because if it had 8 and 9 on it, it would need to have 7 on it as the 3rd consecutive digit. So it has 3 of the digits from 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it has a 4 on it. That's what we've learnt from that. But we don't know anything about 4s. Well, I am going to pencil mark that just because it feels like a deduction I should keep track of. What we really need to do is to see if we can force a 2 or a 3 or both onto this yellow line, I think. Okay, can we do that easily? This we can colour these 2s and 3s, because this digit can't be the same as that digit, so it must repeat here. So those 2 digits are the same digit, and these 2 digits are the same digit. And what we've got to also bear in mind is that, well, it's probably more relevant for the yellow digit, but the yellow digit does have to appear twice on the ring. Well, every digit has to appear twice on the ring, all the digits apart from 1. But red has already made its appearance on the ring once, so red only has to appear 1 more time, and that's going to be in one of those 4 cells. Whereas yellow hasn't made an appearance on the ring at all, so we've got to find 2 places to put yellows on the ring. Okay, I have the horrible sensation I'm getting stuck here. Red is a little bit restricted in box 8, I think. By Sudoku, it can't go in those cells. Oh, no, it's actually very restricted. It can't go here by knight's move. And red is definitely not the same as blue or green, either chromatically or from a Sudoku perspective in this puzzle. So red goes there, which I think means that this is a 7, which is quite, well, that's quite gratifying, isn't it? So this is a 7. So 7 now in box 7. Oh, why am I eliminating those? That's nonsense. Sorry, I'm being silly. No, 7, okay. 7 might have 3 possible positions. I almost made a ricket there by eliminating this one, but I don't think that would have been good logic. Okay. Okay, but red can't go there. So red's in one of these 2 positions in box 9. Can't go here because of knight's move. But what I really want to do is to try and force red over here. So red in box 4 is in one of 3 places. So red in box 1 can't go there anymore, because if red was here it would eliminate all 3 of those positions. So red in box 1 is... I've still got loads of possibilities. I think it can be in this U pentomino. Ah, oh no. Okay. But if... Hang on, let me think about this again. If red... No. Ah, right, this is big. This is big. Red... If red is on the yellow line, it has to be on it twice, remember. Now red can't be on it there, and it can't be on it there. So the only box of the yellow line where red could have made an appearance is box 1, but it can't, because it can't make an appearance in any other box. Red is not on the yellow line, which means there must be a 5 on this line now. And it means there must be a 5 on it, because if red is as low as it can be and it's 2, the absence of a 2 on this line, which has got to have 3 different digits on it, means that we're in the realms of 3, 4, 5. But if red is 3 and 3 can't appear on the line, then this line would have to be 4, 5 and 6. So there's definitely a 5 on the line now. Let me just think about this. So if red is not on the line, so red is reduced to 4 positions in box number 1. Is that... yes, I'm going to do it. I'm becoming more and more like Mark as the days tick by. Okay. Hang on. Red is in one of those 2 positions, which I should have seen instantly. So surely, yeah, yes. Okay, so red in row 2 has to be in one of these 3 positions. Is what I'm about to say true? Red appears twice on the Phistomefel ring, and that means from the Phistomefel proof that red appears twice in the 2x2s in the corners. Now red is definitely down here in this 2x2, so red can only be... Well, red must be in another 2x2, and it can't be here. It can be here. Oh, and it can be here. Ah, no. So it's either in one of those 2 or one of those 2, and exactly one of those 2 things is true. But red also has to make a second appearance on the ring. It's made its appearance here for 1. But it can appear down here, I think. Well, not there, but it can appear in one of these, well, one of those 2 cells, or here. So as Maverick buzzes by my window, I can't see how to do that. Let's look at yellow. So yellow hasn't appeared on the ring at all yet. Oh! Right, hang on, yes. Where does yellow go in box 8? This yellow knocks it out of those 2 squares by knight's move. Now, can yellow be green? No, it's in the same row as green in row 6. So that is yellow. Oh, good grief. Right, this could be where we make real progress. So yellow is in one of those 2 cells now, up here. Yellow is not here by knight's move, so yellow's in one of these 2 cells in the Phistomefel 2x2 boxes. Ooh! Oh, that's almost very interesting. I'm going to think about this more in a minute, because yellow has made its 2 appearances in the 2x2s in the corners, and we know it can't appear 3 times in the corners, because then there would have to be 3 yellows around the central ring, and that's not going to leave enough room for the other 8 digits to repeat once, which they need to do according to the rules of the puzzle. So yellow here is not there. So yellow is in one of 3 positions in box number 4. So yellow... Yeah, so where does yellow go in box 1 then? That's the question I think I want to ask. It can't go in these 3 by Sudoku. We know it can't be in the 2x2 because it's already appeared down here. It's not a 1 or a 7, so yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. I've seen what's happening here. Right. So yellow in box 1 is in one of 2 places, but it can't be this one. Because if this is yellow, where do you put yellow in box 4? This being yellow removes yellow from these 2 by Sudoku and that one by knight's move. So that is not yellow, which means this is yellow. And yellow's on the line. Oh, yeah. This is massive. This is massive. So yellow is not here anymore. Hang on, let me just think about this a bit longer. So this is now a 2 or a 3. It's not a 4 or a 5. But we know there's a 4 and a 5 on the line. So they must be here, because we know we haven't got 4 digits on this line. It's not long enough. So this is a 4-5 pair. And if this is a 4-5 pair, what's consecutive with 4 and 5? It's 3. So this is yellow is 3. Yellow is 3. Red is 2. This is a sensationally clever puzzle. It is absolutely brilliant. Right. Come on, use your brain, Simon. What does this mean? So 3 now has to repeat on this line somewhere. Where is it doing? Where is it doing that? It's only yes. The only place that yellow can repeat on the yellow line is here. That's the only position available to it. And that's obviously because these 2 see yellows already, and this one also sees that cell. So this is yellow, which means that is not yellow, which means this is... So yellow lives up here, and yellow can't repeat again. So all of the other digits on this line are 4s and 5s. Which these can probably be coloured somehow, can't they? Because those 2 can't be the same. So this one, which must repeat, is the same as that one. Which I think means those 3 all have to be the same. But we'll look at that in a minute. Let's just try and figure out what's going on with yellow first. So yellow... I say figure out what's... Oh no, look, yeah, so, okay, so yellow has appeared twice on the ring now, and twice in the 2x2s. So yellow's... Our ability to use yellow around the ring has diminished and evaporated into the mist. So, right, okay, here is the point. Here is the point. So where does yellow go in this box? It's not here by Sudoku. It's not on the ring because 2 yellows have already appeared on the ring. So yellow is in one of those 3 cells. So now we should ask where yellow goes in this column. It can't go down here from the work we've already done. It can't go here from the work we just did. It's not there by Sudoku. So yellow, I think, is here. Which is good, but I don't know if we can improve on that. We probably can, but I don't know immediately how. So let's come back to the 4s and 5s and check whether my logic on those was any good. So what I was claiming was that this digit must repeat on the yellow line. Now it can't be here, it can't be here by Knight's Move, and it can't be there. So I think these two cells are the same. Now I'm running out of colours a bit here. Especially I'm running out of colours I want to use. I could use dark grey maybe. Those two are the same. And then this one, which must repeat. Well, this one clearly can't be grey, so it must be another colour. Let's make that. Oh, I hate black there. I'll use orange. This must repeat. Well, neither of these two can be grey. It's full stop. So these must be orange, just sort of by a process of elimination. That at least gives us 3 oranges then. So orange. Oh, nearly. Where does orange go in this box? Not there, not here by Knight's Move. Orange is not the same as a 6 or an 8. So orange is up here, which means orange is in one of these two cells, I think. Moderately interesting, because you can now say that orange is not blue. And I know you all thought you knew that, but it is actually true in this puzzle now. Orange is not blue. Because blue, whatever these two digits are the same, and they would rule out us being able to place an orange in box 3. But orange could perhaps still be green, or maybe not. Oh no, actually, it could be. So actually, orange not being blue is interesting for this box, because it's got to go in one of those two squares. And what I haven't checked is whether orange has made enough appearances on the ring yet. Orange has appeared once on the ring, but needs to appear a second time. Oh, okay. So if orange was green, then this would be orange, this would be orange, this would be orange, this would be orange, which would mean this would be orange. And very annoyingly, that seems to work. Oh, bobbins. Oh. Okay. Right. So okay, let's rethink what we're doing here then. So we've worked out that there's a 4 and a 5 on yellow. If this was orange, it couldn't be a 4 unless grey could go in blue, I think. Right, let's have a look at grey for a moment or two. Let's see if we can do something with that. Grey doesn't... I'm not sure. So grey is in one of those two cells in the central box, and one of these two cells in box number 7. And grey is in... grey's got an absolute plethora of opportunities to live in box 2 in a variety of locations. And this pencil marking now is getting very hard to actually follow, at least for me. So, well, actually, orange is down here. I haven't notated. That's worth notating. These oranges point to an orange down there. So, what did we worked out? Right, okay, so orange here. Maybe orange in box 8 is where we look. Orange is not there. Now, orange is not a 2, 7, or a 3, self-evidently. So, didn't we work out orange was not blue? I think we did. So orange is either here or here in box number 8. Oh, I know how I do this. I know how to do this. This is beautiful. Right, absolutely beautiful. This is where we focus. This digit here. Right. Here's the question. Here's the question that blows this open. What would happen if, in fact, maybe, no, I won't get rid of the orange colouring, but what would happen if orange was not green? That's the question I want to ask. What happens if orange is not green? Now, if orange is not green, i.e. it doesn't go here in box 6, orange would live here. But if orange is not green, where does orange go in box 8? It goes here. And that would mean these two digits would be the same and they are connected by a knight's move. And that's wrong. That's not what we're meant to be doing. So that proves that orange is green, which means that I actually like this because that means I can double click everything that is orange and turn it green, which is much more preferable from a colour perspective. So now, because orange is green, these two squares are definitely not green, because we know that the green is here, the green is here, so these two are our greens, which are the same as these. One of these is green, and we know that this is a 4 or a 5. So, do we know which? If this is a 4, then the nature of the line requires blue to equal grey. Because of course because we have to use consecutive digits and we can't put 3 in blue. It won't work. So if green is 4, blue is 5 and blue is grey. So grey would be 5. No, that's nonsense. Right, here we go. So I think green is 5. This is why. If we try and make blue equal grey, that's the way to think about this. Try and make blue equal grey. Where are we going to put grey in that row? These 3 digits rule out that one, and that one. These can't be grey because there's already a grey in the box. And grey is a 4 or a 5, so it's definitely not in those cells. So that tells us that, well, it tells us a lot of things. It tells us that green now can't be 4 and must be 5. But also I think it's still true to say that grey can't be blue because you still can't put it in row 3. So that means that to be consecutive with 5, we can't go down to 4 and be grey. We must go up and blue must be a 6. So green is 5, grey is 4. Oh, sorry, I know I'm just pausing. Probably you're all thinking, why is he stopping? But I'm just trying to take stock here. Purple is 8 now. C's a 6 down here. So purple is 8. And there's quite a lot I'm trying to keep track of. I want to keep track of the fact I need to put 2 of everything on the ring. 2 of everything in the 2x2s in the corners. Although, oh, hang on, why is this green? Is that a legacy from when I was looking at orange? No, that's good logic. That was good logic. That was derived from these 2 being green. So there is a green down here, and it now has to go there. So that is green, and that is not green. Which means that this is not green. Which means this is green. Which means this is not green. It means this is green. which means that this is not green and this is green. And that can lose its greeniness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done all the greens. Now, do we look at blues next? Maybe. I don't know. I've got to put a blue. Yes. Ah, this is. I love this. I absolutely love this. Right. Where does? Remember, every digit has to appear twice on the Ren Ren Ban Ban line. This 6 in the corner is very potent. It rules out so many cells of the Phistomefel ring. So, and this 6 rules out that one, and this 6 rules out that one, and we need a second 6 on the line. It's got to go there. So that's a 6, which means this is a 6 by Sudoku, I want to say. Which means this is a 6 by Sudoku. Which means that is no longer blueable, and that must be blue. Yes, that looks good. That does look right. That's taken the position of a 7, so I think that means that's a 7. Can we keep going with 6? Yes, I can keep going with 6s. This can't be a 6, it would see a 6. So that cell is a blue 6, which means this cell seems to have to be a blue 6. Let's hope that that's correct. Yeah, there are 4 6s looking at this box, so that does seem a reasonable deduction. And that's all the 6s done. So how many of the Ren bands have we now done? Almost all of them. Literally almost all of them. I've done this one. I've done this one. I've done that one. I've done that one. The only one I haven't done is the red one. So the red one at the moment has 1, 2 on it, maybe? It has 2 3s on it. No 4s at all. 2 5s, so we can't. Oh, we've done all the 5s. Don't think about 5s and 6s. We've done more 7s. Let's look at 7s. 7s. So 7. Yeah, there's a little deduction there, isn't there? 7 can't be here by Knight's move anymore. So 7 in this box is in one of 2 places, which means 7 is not there. So 7. Oh, is this true? Yeah, look, I've got 7s looking up there, so that's not 7 anymore. That can't be. Yeah, this is good. So that's 7. This is a 7, which means that's a 7. And we just get left with an X-wing of 7s in boxes 7 and 9. Okay, well that's still good. What's the red digit? Red is 2, is it? Really? And red has to make a second appearance, which could be here or here. So there's a 2 in one of those 2 cells to complete the second red I need on the Phistomefel ring. Okay. 8 must be in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. 8 must be in one of these 2 cells by Sudoku, and that's right. If that's true, that's rather nice. Yeah, look, that's not 8 therefore, so this is 8, which is the second appearance of 8 on the ring. So now we can't put. This can't be 8. It would be a third appearance on the ring. So that's not purple, and it's not 8. So this is now a purpled 8 digit, which places, I don't believe it, places 8 in this box by Sudoku. So now I've got a 1-8 pair at the bottom of the grid down here. I've still got to put 8 in this box. That can't be 8. So 8's in. Oh, 8's not on the ring. Oh, this is so clever. Oh, it's lovely. Right. So where does 8 go in this box down here? Can't go here by Knight's move. Can't be a third 8 on the ring. So must go there, which gets me 8, 8, 1. It gets me a 1 here unwinding pencil marks. Oh, that's all the 1's done. All the 8's need to be purpled. This square is now, I think, a purple 8, And that's quite good because that's taking the position of a 7. So 7 goes up here. That finishes our 7s. 7's never had a colour. Bad luck 7s. And there are 4 8s looking at box 1. So we put 8 in the corner. These 2 squares now are a 4 and a 9. These 2 squares, oh yeah, of course they're a 4 and a 9 as well. What about those 2 squares are a 4 and a 9? Everything's going to be 4s and 9s now, I think. Although there are some digits I've also not availed myself of. Those 2 digits are 2s and 9s, I think. And that's fine. That's going to give me this digit, which is a 4. Oh, okay, so 4 is the grey digit. So 4 is a bit restricted in box 6. 2s and 9s in row 3, of course. So this is a 2 or a 9 then. Is this a 2 or a 9? Seems so. What are those then? They are... Oh, I see. They're 2, 3 and 9. Oh, bother. So probably we still have to do some... Is it going to be the ring that's going to tell us the answers here? What are those squares? They're 2s, 4s and 9s. 2, 4, 9, and this one can't be 2. And that one most certainly can be. Oh no! What's this? Oh, there we go. Okay, the question to ask is where does 4 go in this column? It seems to only be able to go there. Okay, so what's that doing? That's giving me a 4 in this box and a 9 here. Then that's disambiguating this by knight's move. So that's 9, that's 4, that's 9, that's 2. So that's 4. So that's 2, so that's 9, so that's 9. This is a 2-3 pair. So this needs to be 2 or 3. It's probably going to be a knight's move thing helping us to identify which way around this goes. Yeah, this 4 sees that cell, so that's got to be 9, that's got to be 4. 4 is in this cell in the corner, doesn't get a song, but it's very welcome. So all the 4s might now be done, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yes, we've done all the 4s. So in the bottom row we need a 3, which must go there, and that's yellow, which means this has to be yellow apparently. If we trust our pencil marking in box 6, which means this is 3, this is 2, so that gets yellowed, this gets redded, that gets uncoloured, that's redded, and that's not redded. So we've got to put 2 in one of the... Oh, look at this. It's still not quite done. I think it is. I think we've just got to figure out the last... It's dying slowly, isn't it? 2 and 9 here. And this is 2 and 9. So some knight's move has to come to our rescue here, or I've broken the puzzle. What? It's this 9. Thank goodness for that. I was getting a bit panicky, but that 9 sees that. So that's got to be 2, which means that's got to be 2, which means that's got to be 2, that's got to be 9, 9, and 9. And all that's left is to get our colouring consistent. And I think we are home and hosed. That one is definitely red, not yellow. I've probably made a ricket on the colouring somewhere else. You'll have to forgive me for that, but I think this is the solution to the puzzle. Yay! Longer solve. But this was hard, wasn't it? Ren, ren, ban, ban. Well, it is hard, but it's absolutely beautiful. Full stop. Just from start to finish, the whole execution of this idea. Absolutely loved it. Angelo, take a bow. Thanks so much for watching if you stuck with me to the end, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.